It is 11:41 on the 22nd of August, and I am at a fuzzy location. It's top secret, that's why I can't show it clearly. I took off my safety glasses because that doesn't look cool when I'm filming. Everybody's at lunch right now. It's raining. Looks like it's zoomed in. Maybe it'll take some time before it decides to focus. It is raining a little bit, so come on, camera, I know you want to work. So you can kind of tell that it did really well. Everything's still lined up in the stacks it was before. Now, see, as some people might suggest, hey Dale, tap your screen. I'm tapping it right now. See, finger tap, finger tap. No, it doesn't work. When you're in dual camera mode, it does not help any focusing effort whatsoever, which is bizarre. There's the back end. Everything is pretty much lined up where it started, and I'm in the location where they're gonna unload the rest of the product. Let's see, is my camera dirty? No, I don't know why it's all fuzzy, why it's not clearly focusing other than it stinks. So I had an interesting event last night. Let's see if you can, I'll show you. I've already put my straps away in edge protectors. You might be able to see the raindrops forming on the outside. Oh dear, what's that? Huh, that looks like a front bumper. Where did that come from? Well, let me show you. So while I was parked last night, enjoying my DirecTV while I was in the cab of my truck, there we go, see? I have to, if I focus and think to myself, gosh darn it, camera, focus, and then it did it. Luckily all the lights still work. So what happened? Well, this truck, who shall remain nameless, from the company that provides a beverage that is not Coke, you know what I'm saying? You know, allegedly, you know, I've got to use all the technical terms because you never know. Allegedly, I had, let's see, if you go, see that chain link fence over there? If I were to go to the other side of these piles of stuff and removed it all and said, here, that's all open space. Go ahead, drive around my truck. You know, and all this is open too. For some reason, that still wasn't enough room. And he clipped with his tires of his trailer the front corner. This is my assumption because I came to it after the fact, was that it came by and did a number on my front end. I'm assuming this stuff is from the actual trailer itself. I mean, these are grooves. This is not dirt. But the lights all work. It did rip out a fog light, but the fog, you know, those are optional to turn on, so I can function as a truck right now until I get it repaired. The other, I guess, good thing is that, as before in my previous parking mishaps where somebody backed into me and left gouges along this area on my old truck, that went unrepaired, because that's a major repair. That's like turning it into a paint shop and doing body work. This is a headlight removal and replacement, and this part here that's damaged, this part here that's damaged, this will all be covered up when it gets replaced with just a piece of a bumper that goes there. Now the lower fairing will also need to be replaced, because that extends all the way out to in front of the tire. I'll show you what it looked like before. So if you can see, that fairing comes all the way out to the edge of the front tire, and so it was tore off all the way to all the way you know, his tire or rim caught here and just ripped everything off, and he was just that hair of close to like, and you know, so here's what happened. Here I am, like, seriously, thinking I'm watching DirecTV. I'm like, huh, President Trump, he's talking about Afghanistan. This should be interesting. So I didn't get to hear that. This happened, and I'm like, oh. So I was still dressed. Just had to slip on my shoes because, you know, as with most previous incidences, I have to quickly get out of my truck because my front curtains were closed. And proceeded to jump out of my car, or my truck. And I came out and I expected to see a truck here, you know, that was stopped because they just hit me. And I was like, huh. And as I look here, there's a trail of debris about that far. It's big chunks, and then my fog light was like up here in a puddle. And I'm like, where's the truck? There's a truck right there that's trying to get back onto the road and turn right. Luckily, I am a cheetah and I can sprint very fast with my super athletic flatbed driver build and catch up. So here's what happened. I'm like, look like this, you know, as I come by. There's the clay reenactment. Holy crap, he's leaving. Oh my gosh. Run, 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 run. And it was probably to those trees because that's where the road was. And I'm you know, he's like taking the first opportunity he can get. He gets out on the road, and I've got my reflective shirt on, waving my arms. I've got my phone out. I'm trying to get the camera turned on so I can capture what pictures I could. Running, running, running. Get a picture of the side of his truck. He sees me, he stopped. If he wouldn't have seen me, he would have left. And he turned around and came back, and we exchanged all the pleasantries. And fortunately for me, everything was still operational because it really slows down your week when you have to go in and get something essential repaired. I sent in fact, after this, I'm gonna take a picture of this in the daylight because it was dark when I sent this, and see if they have any additional comments to say. I'm gonna get in because it's, you know, raining. Oh. Gotta fix my flatbed here. There we go. Camera quality here. So I don't know what it is with people hitting me while I'm parked. So, in an effort to ensure that nobody else hit me that night, I turned on my optimized idle and left my parking lights on. Because I didn't trust that my truck would have the juice to start if I just left my parking lights on all night. So I turned on optimized idle. The problem with that is you have to turn your key to the on position, not necessarily the start position, but you have to turn it on. Well, I'm sorry. You have to start your truck and set your cruise control, and then you leave it alone and it takes care of itself. But because of that, the key in the on position, all the dashboard lights are on, and it's powering the truck, like all the auxiliary stuff. And that's a serious battery drain. So the optimized idle is built to turn itself on. In a way, I guess what I'm trying to say is it uses up enough juice that it's going to turn on again. If it was configured in a different way where it can shut down everything and just monitor the battery voltage, it may not even turn on during the night. But it's like everything's on in the truck. So everybody's at lunch here, and I will wait to deliver probably in another 10 minutes or so. No big deal. The other cool thing is I'm picking up from this location, so we'll see what I get. I don't know what I can pull out of this place. They build trailers. So that's my evening last night. It was fun.